how did you get from what you were doing with music and YouTube videos and Netflix to your first film? How'd you make that leap?
I don't know. I had this script written for a few years, and I tried to get it made and tried to get the money for it, and kind of couldn't. And then made my last special, and felt like I had sort of enough momentum at the time to get some undisclosed amount of money to make this film, and was lucky enough to do it. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of I've just been trying to work at it for sort of 10 years. I sort of started when I was 17 or so, and I've just been, I'm very happy. I've had things almost happen and then fall apart or whatever. I'm very, very happy this is the first thing, though.
I feel like there's two feelings that permeate this film. It's like anxiety and optimism. It's like an anxiety sandwich with optimism at the front and at the end with your wonderful like inner monologues.
And the bread gets stuck in your braces, just like
exactly. Do you feel like this is your outlook on life? You know, is like does this story reflect how you look at life? Is it an anxiety sandwich? Is it like optimism bookending, this?
Well, if I could continue with this metaphor, the toothpick would be no.
What's the lettuce?
The crust of sort of creation with a sort of rye bread of wit. No.
Watch out for the seeds.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to write about my own anxiety. That was sort of the impulse for the script. It wasn't middle schoolers. It was like I wanted to write about how I was feeling at the time, which was nervous. I was just feeling really nervous and unsure, and I wanted to write about what it felt like to be alive right now, which to me felt confusing and strange, and like everything was changing, and I was trying to grasp at things, and they were slipping through my hands, and what is happening? And I feel really hot right now. I need a drink of water, and that just reminded me of middle school, really, truly. But yeah, there's optimism, I think, hopefully through it, but it's her optimism. That's why it's meaningful to me, It's her hope. It's hope constructed out of, a culture on fire or whatever she has to be dealing with, So, yeah, sure. I definitely get the anxious thing. What about you, Elsie?
What do you think, Elsie?
He had a great answer. So mine is, I feel nervous too. Basically.
Yeah, cool. We're hopeful that we won't be, though, soon, right?
We'll see.
Why tell the story through the eyes of a 13-year-old girl? I don't want to assume too much, but I don't think you've ever been one.
Yeah.
So
Not
I'm
yet.
just curious. I mean, I think it's a beautiful choice. I was one back when the earth was cooling. I also graduated from 8th grade. And that's one of the things I like is that this isn't just, this isn't a memoir. This isn't like you don't watch it and think, oh, yeah, I remember. I mean, the emotions are there. The technology has changed. But I just like that you're a metaphor for maybe what we felt in 8th grade and kind of what we're feeling now. I mean, I felt like a lot of that resonated now, these many years after I passed through 8th grade. So.
Yeah, and I feel that way too. It's like, why can't, an epic story about the human condition be about a girl wandering into a pool party and not, some...
In a one piece.
Yeah, exactly. And also, hopefully, it serves the specific circumstance that she's going through as well. But the initial impulse for the script was watching hundreds of videos of kids online expressing themselves, and I just found them really, really fascinating. The boys tended to talk about Fortnite, and the girls tended to talk about their souls, so it was like, okay... Probably gonna write about a girl.
I think they
not being cruel to the boys, but the girls are just slightly deeper at that age. And then also, I really wanted to make a movie about this age that wasn't nostalgic. And I like nostalgic films. I like films that feel like a memory. And hopefully, this film can make you feel nostalgic. But it wasn't where we were operating from. My disconnect from her is twofold. I was never a 13-year-old girl. I was also never 13 now. And both of those things lend themselves to a very specific experience. So it being a girl, I just kind of had to subjugate myself to the truth of what she was going through and go like, I don't know what she's been through. And instead, the film is going to walk her life with her as she does for the first time, and not go, these are all memories and these are all things we've processed. Something like a pool party, when you remember it, we know it's a cultural standard, so we sort of normalize it in our heads. But when you see it as she does, fresh, it's like, what is it? Like this, a bunch of kids whose bodies are exploding, half-dressed, around a hole in the ground with water. Like, how is this legal? Like, it's just like, so like, part of it was wanting to do that, like, Because that's truly how I feel about my anxiety. I would love to be 10 years away from my anxiety looking back nostalgically on it, but that's not the experience of anxiety, you know? It's visceral and current. So, yeah, it being a girl, I just had to... I felt like I was going through eighth grade for the first time again.
Yeah.
Or first grade for the eighth time again. You know, however the math adds up.
Elsie, what do you think about that?
People ask me if I'm surprised that Bo wrote such a compelling story about a girl, and I'm really not, because I truly see it as like not, I don't know, him researching 8th grade girls and there you go, 8th grade girl story, but it's about us right now, and you know how everything feels explodey. I don't know, but I mean, yeah, basically what he said.
I feel like a nervous person writing about a nervous person as much as I feel
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
no, truly, as a man writing about a girl. I don't, and also I have most vividly connected to films personally that I don't demographically align with. I mean, that's the miracle of movies to me, when I can see myself vividly personally in someone that is on the surface not the same as me. I mean,
Well, that's a great character when you watch it and you think, you know, no, I am not a black person in the South in the 20s, but I can relate to what they're going through, and that's the brilliance of this. So, well done, you. Okay, so you came up with this incredible story, and now you had to have the perfect actress, the perfect person to tell that story. So, give us a little.
and we couldn't
hint about
find
the
that, so we
search.
settled for.
Oh man,
This is our banter.
Snap.
We saw hundreds of kids, you know what I mean? Like hundreds of kids, and like, it was like the lights were off before she came on. Like truly, like,
You'd
it was
given up?
dead. It was meaningless before she read it, because every other kid that would read it would play it like, it felt like a confident kid pretending to be shy. And when she
Yeah.
played it, it felt like a shy kid pretending to be confident, which is actually what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else played shy, which is like, played shy as this inactive, cowering thing. And she knows, and she played shyness as active. Shyness is wanting to speak at every moment and not being able to.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch it, I don't see Elsie playing Kayla. I see Kayla playing all the people she wants to be in every moment, which is impressive for an actor of any age, I think.
Yeah.
And it really, truly,
Yeah,
I really believe
for
that.
Sure.
And like, she'll be super humble about it and act like, but like, it is written too. The monologues are written like, so the thing about being yourself is like, I'm reading this off a piece of paper. You know, people don't give her credit because they think I made like Homeward Bound or Babe. There's a dog movie where it's like, you know what I mean? I was just like, you be you, and I'll figure a movie around it. It's not. I can show you 9 takes where she stumbles in the same place every time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's incredibly difficult to be able to realistically and reliably portray something that is very close to you. I think it's very easy to have a cane and a top hat and be like, hey, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's much harder to put, be something that is cut so close to the bone.
Yeah.
And she graduated 8th grade. A week later, we were filming, and a week after we stopped filming, she went to her freshman year of high school, and she didn't get into her school play.
Oh.
Which was the week after. So I promised her I'd say this on this wonderful stage.
That's
Mr. Donia from
awesome.
Thousand Oaks High School is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like Jordan not making his high school team.
So that brings me to the script. I understand that is it true that he didn't let you read the whole script except maybe one time?
I read the full script one time, and that was right after I got the role. Yeah,
Okay. Was that liberating or terrifying?
both.
Okay.
No, I mean, honestly, because I was
Yeah.
like, I was having actual anxiety attacks before this, because I'm like, oh, man.
She's method.
I
Yes.
was going to say, I think I'm
Definitely.
seeing the madness here of
Yeah.
the director. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was also very liberating, though, as you said, because, I mean, I got the lines for each day on the day of, and I had pretty minimal time to memorize.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it worked out. But no, I mean, I got to have them kind of in the back of my head, and that let me be more natural.
And he wrote a lot of ums and pauses.
Yeah.
And can one of you tell me what the hell Gucci means?
Well, Gucci was my creation. No,
No, I love it. It's just so funny because it's like,
thank you.
what does it mean? What does it mean?
The truth is, I don't know what it means either. No, I mean, if we're being honest, like, you know, I was on the East Coast for the first time, and I came up with Gucci in pre-production, and, like, And like, so I was on the first East Coast for the first time. I was a big fan of Bo's work, and this was like the first movie I'd done in a while. So there were just a lot of levels of anxiety for me. So instead of acting like a normal person and exiting conversation by saying goodbye, I would say Gucci. And he started doing it to embarrass me.
Yeah, and I would just say it all the time, because it's embarrassing when older people do anything. And then I would say Gucci, and then it got so banal at some point that it was literally like grips being like, is this Gucci or not?
Right.
And then the videos were we shot the videos the last 2 days of the shoot, and I always wanted to have a sign-off because all the kids in the videos I saw had sign-offs. I was like, oh my God, of course. So she literally has the last word of the movie, which I
All right. Well, I'm the oldest person up here, and this film is definitely Gucci.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.